5:30 starts right now.
It was a rainy and muggy morning here at home, and that meant Minnie's commute or morning commute to church, work, or even their Sunday fun day destinations was a little scarier than they would have hoped. These videos were sent in to us by many of you, the viewers, showing us how the weather is affecting you. As for what you need to know going forward, our KSAT weather team has been locked in on the weekend weather. And we also have our Zaria Oates standing by, checking out the roadways right now and how they'll be looking. But we want to start with you, Shelby. What do the viewers need to know?
So the good news is, as you can see behind, the rain is actually starting to quiet down. But some areas did see a decent amount of rain earlier today. Now, throughout the next few hours, we're still seeing a few showers possible throughout San Antonio. Starting to see, again, a light shower, a light sprinkle just to the west near Medina Lake, down near Hondo. But as I zoom out, most of the rain is actually well to the south. We're talking towards the coastal plains or even towards Uvalde, Eagle Pass. Now, the good news is any rain we get today is not going to contribute and produce heavy flooding, but that's already on top of very saturated grounds. Take a look at the rainfall totals just from the last 24 hours. In San Antonio. Yes, areas outside did receive some nice rainfall, but as I zoom in, portions of San Antonio did receive some nice heavy rainfall that did contribute to low water crossings having issues or just plenty of puddles on the roads. I know when I was coming into the studio today, I was amongst everyone else taking it nice and slow on the roads, taking extra time, being cautious. Out near Selma and Schertz, about 2.5 inches. Garden Ridge, just to the north along I-35, they did receive that 5-inch bullseye we were talking about at about 4.5 inches of rain. Towards the San Antonio airport, about 1.5 inches. Towards Leon Valley, UTSA, about 1 inch or 2 inches or so. But just to the west near Hondo, Sabinal, and even Concan, they continued to see more rain. Now, the good news is the rain is starting to taper down, but I'll talk about what it did to the aquifer and do a time lapse of where it impacted our drought coming up in just a bit, JP.
Looking forward to it, Shelby. And thanks to all the viewer video and pictures via KSAT Connect, we're seeing healthy rain gauges, soaked lawns, and puddles all over town. If you have any videos or pictures you want to send in to us, just scan the QR code on the bottom left hand of that screen. While good soaking rain is needed, it can also lead to flooding and dangerous conditions on our roadways. There's already been a number of low water crossings closed to keep people safe. Our Zaria Oates is out on East Basse near the Quarry Market. Zaria, earlier today, that road there was shut down. Is that still the case, and are conditions improving?
Yeah, this road is still closed. We were able to kind of come over here and show you a little bit about what's going on right now. The water has started to recede, but as you can see just beside me and all kind of behind me, there's a lot of debris down here. All this trash that was once in this creek is kind of coming up over the bridge top. And if you want to look over here at the creek, you can see how far it's receded there and how much debris has been brought up over this bridge. Now, this is one of those areas that saw a lot of that flooding earlier today, and we actually got to look at some of that flooding. I was over here a few hours ago, and this is what that flooding looked like. It was coming up over the bridge, over this walkway just behind the bridge, and then one of the other things that we saw is it was covering the road even further past the bridge. So one of the things we want to look out for, if that water is rising above a bridge that you were driving across and the road isn't closed, you obviously don't want to drive through that. Over here where we are right now is where the road is opening back up, but in this area near Almost Basin and near East Basse on Jones-Maltzberger, this road here is still closed. We've seen several people try to come in through this area, but they haven't been able to because the road is still closed. Obviously, no water up here on the bridge, but all of this debris is scattered all across, and it can make driving pretty inconvenient. So make sure if you're coming down this way, you're avoiding this road, maybe taking another route. And also, if you're walking or jogging, try not to come through this area. There have been people who have been running through this area. If you are in the area, try to go around. All the other roads over here are open. Live near the quarry, I'm Zaria Oates.
Zaria, thank you. Good to see the water levels there dropping a little bit. Now to take a look at other trouble spots in our area. This is a live look at streets and low water crossings known to get dangerous when water rises. We're keeping an eye on them thanks to bearflood.org. Those there in red are closed, while those in green are open. As for those in yellow, they're not closed, but drivers are warned to be careful in that area. And as always, the saying goes, turn around, don't drown. One person has died after they were hit by a car last night. The crash happened around 9:30 on the city's northwest side at the intersection of Callahan Road and Ingram Road. San Antonio police say a person was trying to cross the roads diagonally, not using the crosswalk, and that's when they were hit by a passing car. The driver stopped to render aid. The pedestrian was rushed to the hospital where they later died. We're still waiting on that person's ID. Meanwhile, 6 people are in the hospital after they were in a high-speed crash early this morning. San Antonio police say the driver crashed their car near the Houston Street exit ramp on Loop 410 near I-10 around 3 a.m. This was the only vehicle involved in the crash. The woman driving is suspected of being intoxicated. 5 others were in the car with her, all of whom were also transported to the hospital. Now taking a live look here at live cam. One good thing, I know it was a scary commute, a lot of rain in the morning, but 77 degrees right now is something we typically do not see.
I know I went outside about an hour and a half ago and it was so nice and comfortable and cool. And even then in San Antonio, we're still watching the chance for maybe a quick sprinkle. As you could see on live cam, we're still seeing a few of that cloud coverage still produce enough moisture. But the good news is the rain is actually helping our aquifer. Now, today's totals, or the last total, is we're up almost a foot today from what we were just 24 hours ago. We're still about 30 feet below our average, but it's still a good start. Coming up, I'll break down what you need to know with the few showers you can see tonight into tomorrow, coming up after the break.
Coming up, NFL football is in full swing. Mayor Rominger gives us a look at the biggest games. And just an hour drive from San Antonio, the winning $1.8 billion Powerball ticket, that's where it was sold. Hear the community reaction right after the break. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. After months of a growing Powerball prize of $1.8 billion with the B, billion, last night finally saw 2 winners. And it turns out one of those tickets was sold just a short drive from here. Devin Karp takes us to the winning gas station out in Fredericksburg.
This is the store and the exact counter where half of the $1.8 billion Powerball lottery ticket was sold. Everyone in Fredericksburg says the same thing. Should have been me.
1.8 billion? That's how much it was? Damn, and I come here every day.
All right.
At about 5:30 this morning, a bunch of friends of mine were texting me asking me if I wanted to Powerball. I didn't know what they knew.
And when I heard it was in Fredericksburg, I was like, oh, please, God.
Even though it's a stormy day in Fredericksburg, somewhere out there, someone in town could be getting showered with hundreds of millions of dollars. How does it feel to have your store be the one that sold one of the 2 tickets?
It's amazing. Never thought it could happen, but here we are.
Biggs over on Highway 290 in Jenschke Lane has only been open 7 months, but manager Melanie says that climbing Powerball number has kept customers walking in the door. You know, when people come in, do they talk about it a lot? Do they bring up, are they excited about it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have people that want quick picks. We have people that pick their own numbers. And of course, everybody, what's your name? Because if I win, I'm coming back.
We said, oh, this place is open now. And didn't stop. And we're like, man, if we'd have stopped, maybe we'd have got it, you know?
So maybe, since I'm here like every other day, maybe it's one of my coworkers.
The other winning ticket was sold in Missouri, meaning these winners could choose to take around $410 million home today, or about $893 million over the next 30 years.
First off, I wouldn't tell anybody. I would hide my identity. I would hide that. That'd be a secret I would take to my grave.
While everyone here might not want the spotlight if it was them, compassion still seems to be top of mind.
I'd help a lot of people. I'd give a lot of money away, because what am I going to do with it? Way too much money.
I'm a big lottery player.
Do you ever get any tickets here?
No, I was always told it's bad luck to purchase at your store. Lesson learned, I will start purchasing at my store.
Yeah. In Fredericksburg, I'm Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
I love how that woman was like, what if it's my coworker? Shelby, if I won that, I love my job, so I wouldn't quit, but I'd take a long vacation.
There would be signs.
Now, taking another look at our KSAT Connect pictures and videos, this is what we've been talking about all day, the rain, the flooding, the heavy downpour that we saw this morning. Remember to scan the QR code on your screen to send us any of those pictures of the weather near you. Now, Shelby, as things now quiet down, or at least slow down on the radar, there are still things that we need to know going into the rest of the evening and the week.
Yeah, so because we saw a lot of that rainfall today, the molds are going to be high going forward for the next few days, JP. But the good news is that some of the rain that fell today was right along that aquifer recharge zone. So I mentioned that the aquifer was up just about a foot today. And here's a look at the rainfall over just the last 24 hours alone. That black line is that aquifer recharge zone. And yes, other areas outside of that recharge zone do contribute, and it's that runoff into the recharge zone. But up near New Braunfels, granted, they also have the radar up there. So some of the scans are a little wrong, but closer to San Antonio near 1604, 2.5 inches. That will contribute, but we're still tracking a light shower or sprinkle throughout the next few hours. I'll break down your futurecast, plus take a look at how it's going to help our drought coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Your time 5:44 this evening. Thank you for joining us. We've talked about the rain and obviously the concerns with the amount of rain we saw. The good thing is, though, it's kept the sun away, the heat.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people, it's Texas, so we're used to the triple digits. We're used to the upper 90s, but today, because we were so cool, we didn't even get out of the 70s, at least for San Antonio, but other areas just to the south did get warmer. Now, this is a very exciting thing, especially because as you look on the peak temperatures of the day, where you see that orange color, that kind of helps you realize where the heaviest rain actually fell. In between Junction, Fredericksburg, San Antonio, Uvalde, kind of along Highway 90, and then Pleasanton got to the 80s. Carrizo Springs got to 86. Eagle Pass got to 99 degrees today. But you can really tell where the heaviest rain actually fell because that's where we were seeing the temperatures still in the 70s. Even Fredericksburg, we're sitting at 73 today for their peak temperature. Now here's a look at the drought and the radar. This is a loop over since about I think 3 a.m. this morning is when I started it, or even about 10 or 11 p.m. last night. And it's a loop of the radar activity from last night into this morning. Now, one thing I want to highlight is most of the rain actually did fall in portions across Bexar County. Medina County is still in that extreme to that exceptional drought. So they still needed that rain and they still got some of that rain. But now most of the activity is well to the south and we're starting to clear up. But there is still that heavy mugginess in the air because there is still a few scattered showers left on authority radar for us. And over the next few hours, we're going to continue to see the chance of a few showers and storms. But here's a look at the previous record. Today in San Antonio, in 2010, the San Antonio airport, their record was about 3.5 inches. But today, we got about 1 inch and a 1/15 and a quarter. Now, not everyone saw that rainfall, but in San Antonio, we weren't even close to our record. Now, over the next few hours, we are still anticipating about a 20 to 30% chance of rain over the next few hours. It's not going to be heavy. If we see anything, it is going to be a few light showers activity. And here you can see on the futurecast, it's not going to be heavy. It's fairly light, but by tomorrow morning even, we are still tracking another chance of some showers and storms, but most of the storm activity is going to be well to the south and even well out of our neck of the woods. But tomorrow morning, there's still that chance for maybe a quick shower or maybe a quick sprinkle. But even then, that's going to be well to the west. Could make its way closer to San Antonio, but once again, we'll keep you posted. And that's just due to the excess moisture just sitting in our atmosphere over the next few days. And tomorrow, we do still have that 20% chance of rain, but most of it's going to be in the morning. Still going to continue to have our peak temperature about 91 degrees. And we are still going to continue to see the partly cloudy skies for us here in San Antonio. But once again, it's still going to be feeling very, very muggy. Winds gusting up to about 15 miles an hour. So not everyone's going to continue to see the showers or the isolated storms. But once again, it's going to be feeling muggy. And after tomorrow, the 7-day forecast is going to look beautiful. We're going to continue to see the sunshine. We're going to continue to see the mostly clear skies and temperatures over the next few days. And the morning specifically will be in the 60s. It's going to be feeling very cool. Not everyone's going to see the temperatures on the warmer side. So the rain did have a nice little cool front associated with it. So it's definitely going to be a little bit of an improvement, I should say, but definitely still feeling the mugginess and the effects from the rain this morning, guys.
And then the soaking rain also good for, as you mentioned, the drought and everything else.
Very much so.
Awesome stuff. Thanks for that, Shelby. Taking a look at sports, the NFL has been back for a few days, but finally the first full Sunday noon kickoff. It feels good to be back and have NFL football on your TV screen.
Yes, it feels good, but very busy running around trying to get all of the highlights for you guys. Yes, the NFL is back. We'll have highlights coming up, and we'll hear from Brad Jackson after leading Texas State to victory in the Alamo Dome last night after the break. Welcome back. All right, we have new faces in new places. The first NFL Sunday of the season is here. Of course, the Cowboys were the first to take the field in Philadelphia on Thursday. Dallas lost its Week 1 opener 24-20. And the Houston Texans kicking off their season against the Rams this afternoon. We'll update you on that game in a moment. But first, let's take a look at some of the early games, starting with the AFC South, won by the Texans the last 2 seasons.
Starting as a wide receiver and will be mixed in as a cornerback.
The Heisman Trophy winner out of Colorado and second overall pick in the NFL draft, Travis Hunter caught 6 passes for 33 yards and played 6 snaps on defense for the Jaguars. Now, Jacksonville led the Panthers 10-3 when the game went into a weather delay for over an hour. When the game resumed, the Jags continued to control both lines of scrimmage. Brian Thomas Jr. rushing in to extend the lead there and to seal it. Former Cowboys cornerback Jordan Lewis makes the one-handed INT. Jags win 26-10. In the NFC East, Jaden Daniels and the Commanders going to be a problem for the Cowboys. Washington goes up 14-3 when Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who likes to be called Bill, carries the rock in from 6 yards out. And new threads for Russell Wilson this season. The now Giants QB feels the heat and is sacked by Dorrance Armstrong. Washington with a commanding 21-6 win over the Giants. And what a game this was. The Jets and the Steelers, they swapped quarterbacks from last season. Aaron Rodgers now a Steeler, but Justin Fields won't hide in the shadows. Fields punches it in, and New York leads 26-17. Fourth quarter now. Fields scrambling down 2, but he makes the throw. Unfortunately, Garrett Wilson runs into a wall, and that wall is Jalen Ramsey. Steelers win 34-32. Other scores: Cardinals beat the Saints 20-13. Raiders over the Patriots 20-13. Identical scores there. Colts dominate the Dolphins 33-8. The Bengals win the Battle of Ohio 17-16 over the Browns, and the Bucks victorious over the Falcons 23-20.
Every first game of every year, you're excited to show your talent and the new guys and the new stuff you learn, the new schemes. It's a bunch of different feelings, but yeah, I'm really just excited to play again. I'm tired of watching. All right. Stroud doesn't have to wait much longer. The Texans in action right now against the Rams. Live scoring update. Rams up on Houston 14-9 in the 4th. Another late window game that we're tracking. Cam Ward's debut at the Titans, and right now the Broncos up by 1 point in the 4th quarter on Tennessee. All right, Brad Jackson, the Reagan High School alum, threw for 286 yards, and Bo Sparks caught 5 passes for 155 yards as Texas State took down UTSA yesterday 43-36. Now, Robert Henry Jr. led off the second half with a 75-yard touchdown run, his second score of the day, and Henry totaled 159 yards rushing on 17 carries. But in the end, it was the Bobcats winning. Here's Jackson after the game on what the environment was like playing inside of the Alamo Dome.
That was such a cool environment to play in. And then, too, it helps when you get the win. You know what I mean? To kind of hear how hyped they are at the beginning of the game, and then at the end of the game, it's not exactly the same. But, I'm just proud of the guys, because that's an environment that you can easily lose your composure in. You know what I mean? They had a couple good plays that they made on the defensive side, offensive side of the ball, and there's a lot of chances that we could have gone and spiraled out of control a little bit there, just with kind of the momentum of the crowd going. But we stayed composed, and we just continued to keep loving each other, supporting each other, and then we were able to get the.
All right, we have a lot more sports coming up on the Night Beat, so be sure to stay tuned.
Awesome stuff. You kind of look like the Texas State quarterback running around the newsroom with scripts and highlights.
I feel like it.
Thanks for that, Merritt. We'll be right back.
Still about a 10% chance of some showers and storms tonight into tomorrow, but it's just going to be your normal showers, not expecting any severe storms with it. Drying out starting Tuesday, and temperatures in the 60s in the morning.
Definitely a busy weekend for the weekend crew, weather crew. So thanks for that. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight on the Night Beat.